Stop for a second. Look around you. Everything you see exists because photons of light are hitting your retina, and your brain converts those signals into reality. Vision is the fundamental building block of human experience. It is how we learn, work, and connect. For nearly half the population, maintaining this vital connection depends on one small object sitting on the bridge of their nose. But here is the question that should keep you awake at night. How is it possible that this simple invention, one of the oldest medical devices in history, costs the same amount of money as a supercomputer that fits in your pocket? Think about it. On one side you have a smartphone. It contains rare earth metals, satellite connectivity, and microchips. It requires billions in research and development. On the other side you have a pair of glasses. What are they really? Molded plastic, acetate, 2 metal hinges. Yet the price tag is often identical. $500, sometimes even $1,000. This defies the basic laws of economics. In a free market, competition drives prices down. But in the eyeglass industry, the free market is a myth. Competition is dead. The endless rows of brands you see at the mall are a hallucination. You think you are making a choice. You aren't. You are walking through a meticulously constructed theme park owned by one single shadow corporation. Today, we are going to expose exactly why you pay $500 for $5 of plastic. To understand this empire, we have to travel back to Italy. 1961, a young tool and die maker named Leonardo Del Vecchio founded a tiny workshop called Luxottica. Del Vecchio was a genius of vertical integration. Let me explain that simply. If you sell milk and want to maximize profit, you don't just buy the milk, you buy the cow, the farm, and the trucks. That is exactly what Luxottica did. They started by making parts, then the whole frame. Then, to eliminate the middleman, they bought the distributors. Over the decades, this turned into a relentless conquest. They bought factories and retail chains, consuming everything in their path. But the final blow came in 2018. Luxottica, the king of frames, merged with Essilor, the king of lenses. The result, Essilor Luxottica, is not just a company. It is an ecosystem. And if you wear glasses, you are living inside it. Let's go shopping to see how this trap works. You walk into the mall. First, you stop at LensCrafters. Prices are steep, so you walk across the hall to Pearl Vision. Nothing catches your eye. Maybe you check out Sunglass Hut or the optical department at Target. Different signs, different vibes. But here is the cold reality. Luxottica owns LensCrafters, Pearl Vision and Sunglass Hut. They run the centers in Target and Sears. Every door you walk through leads to the same treasury. It is the illusion of choice. But wait, you say. I buy high fashion. I buy Prada, Chanel or Versace. This is the deepest layer of the illusion. Fashion houses design clothes, not optics. They simply license their names to Luxottica. That $400 pair of Prada glasses? It was likely made in the same factory, on the same line, using the same acetate as the generic pair next to it. The only difference is the stamp on the temple, and the massive markup you pay for the privilege of being a walking billboard. You are paying a logo tax. To understand the ruthlessness of this monopoly, look at the fallen. In the 1990s, Oakley was the rebel. They built their own technology and refused to play by Luxottica's pricing rules. When Oakley disputed Luxottica's demands, Luxottica didn't sue. They simply turned off the lights. Owning Sunglass Hut, they stopped carrying Oakley products. Overnight, Oakley was cut off from its customers. Their stock price collapsed. The company was bleeding out. Who came to the rescue? Luxottica. They bought the crippled company for a bargain. The message to the industry was clear: join us or die. But the rabbit hole goes deeper. It's hidden in your wallet: vision insurance. In the US, the second largest vision insurer is EyeMed. Guess who owns it? Luxottica. This conflict of interest creates a perfect trap. You pay premiums to EyeMed. They tell you to go to an in-network provider like LensCrafters, owned by Luxottica. There, you use your allowance to buy Ray-Bans, owned by Luxottica. It is a closed loop of money. The insurance subsidy creates an artificial price floor, keeping you paying while hiding the true cost. So what is the real cost? The primary material is acetate. essentially cotton pulp mixed with acid. Industry insiders estimate that a high-end Italian-made frame costs between $4 and $8 to manufacture. When you pay $400, you are paying a markup of 5,000%. Almost no other product on earth commands a margin this high. Economists call this the Veblen effect. Usually high prices reduce demand, but with Veblen goods, the high price creates the demand. Luxottica has brainwashed the world into believing glasses are a luxury item, not a medical necessity. We associate the high price tag with quality, but in reality, the difference in quality between a $30 frame and a $300 one is negligible. You are paying for the feeling of status. There are disruptors like Warby Parker or Zenni Optical trying to break the wheel by selling direct to consumer. They prove that glasses can be sold for $95 and still be profitable. If they can make money at that price, why is LensCrafters charging $400? However, unseating a monopoly of this size is a monumental task. They are entrenched in real estate, insurance, and advertising. So where does this leave us? The next time you put on your glasses, feel the weight of them. What you are feeling is the physical manifestation of a monopoly. They set the price, the trends, and the view, but now you can see the strings. It is time to see the world clearly, not just with your eyes, but with your mind. The first step to breaking a monopoly is realizing you are in one. Question the price tag. Look for independent manufacturers. If you want to uncover more industries operating in the shadows, hit that subscribe button. We are going to turn the lights on, one industry at a time. We are just getting started.